We have a silly putty project that we're doing, and I guess I'm going to go through the introduction in the background.
On this side, so I can speak that. You move a little bit on this side.
All right.
Yes, okay. Next to the sliding. Next to the sliding. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Keep explaining.
Okay, so let me start over. Boom. And all right, so I'm going to be going through the introduction in the background, and the silly putty project is basically a reaction between glue, borax, and cornstarch, and then some water, and you stir it up, and boom, and you got silly putty. It's basically a polymerization reaction which takes two monomers, and through their functional groups that we had to remember for that stupid AP chemistry test. They react at that point, and they'll form polymers from the monomers. So if you just have two carbohydrates, or two glucoses, they'll form, and react to form a long chain, which is a starch. So, and yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what we're dealing with. We're taking monomers and we're forming polymers, which ends up being the silly putty. Procedure, okay, so like I said, it was glue and water in 1 cup that we stir out all the clumps of glue. Then we take borax and dissolve that. At one point we're using cornstarch, but as you can see, like, it turned into rocks, not really silly putty, and so we took out cornstarch. And yeah, and after you mix the two together and you stir it for a bit, it becomes very disgusting. It's like not very good fit, and then you got to pull it out and set it on a plate and let it kind of sit overnight before you can actually play with it. But some might be a little bit more dried out because we did it a little while longer. So if you guys have one, and others might be more snot-like because we did some last night. So sorry about that. Kind of gross. But, yeah.
And here's our little experiment. This is when we first tried to put like 1 tablespoon of borax, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water and glue. And we figured out that when we don't add enough water, it starts to shrink and harden. And when we add cornstarch, it just really starts to really harden and become brittle and hard. So if we were to bounce it or throw it to the floor, it'd probably crack. As you guys can take it out. And then like when we were doing the experiments, we found out that just pass it around. And then when we were doing the experiments, we found out that that glue was a limiting reactant. So the amount of glue is proportional to the amount of substances made, and that water was a sufficient thing. Like without enough water, it wouldn't react. It would just dry out, and it just wouldn't be created. And then here's our ideal thing we wanted to create, but it's kind of dried up. So it's like vomit, but this is how it was supposed to turn out, and it's supposed to be really elastic. But when we figured out when we were doing the experiments that when you add cornstarch, it doesn't allow like elasticity, and the bounce return is a lot less. And yeah, and here's the photos of doing it. And then here's our data table. Here's our data table.
Yeah, so if you're interested in looking at math, it's silly putty.
And then that's about it.
Yeah. And yeah.